Got these Highline XJ hood louvers, and I'm going to install them, show you how it's done. So I laid it down, threw some masking tape down, traced out all the lines, and there's a bunch of these little tiny holes, hard to see in this light, that bolt holes will go through. So I got these all traced out, but I was having a hard time getting the marker through, so I took a scratch awl to each one of these little tiny holes. Really hard to see in this light, but they're for the little studs that come down through the louvers. Mark those out, as I need the first time. It says in the instructions to remove the hood, set it on a work area. I'm going to skip that step. Just going to get after it with the little angle grinder, the cutoff wheel. Starting to look pretty good. I'm going to do all the long ones and then do the corners. I might just leave the corners like this. Actually, as far as I can tell, it's not going to matter if I leave the little circular cutouts, so I'm just going to cut them straight. Got all the holes cut out. It's kind of a shame. Perfectly good hood, but I'll get rid of some of that heat. I had one of those under the hood felt insulating liners, so just cut it out with the razor knife. You can see down in there now. This thing is going to run a heck of a lot cooler. Right down to the exhaust and everything. That's great. Where I pulled off the template, I was having a hard time seeing the scratch marks from the scratch awl, so just started going through with the automatic center punch. It really leaves a good mark in there. I'm just going to go through and drill out all these holes. Just got to be careful for stuff like the radiator hose, other things under there. So I've got the louver most of the way bolted on the passenger side here, and I came into a problem. This cross member that comes across the hood here, little raised area where it's double, I can't get to the nut underneath there. There's a hole through the hood and then that second hole there, so I'm just going to take a stepper bit on my drill and just wallow that hole out large enough, just large enough to fit a socket and a nut through there. That ought to work just fine. So I got the second side all drilled out and just went through and took the stepper bit to each hole and just hit it. It puts a little tapered edge on it and takes care of all the little burrs in it. That's it all finished up. Pretty easy install. Screwed up a few bolts on here. I'll just replace those with some tapered screws, but all in all, pretty easy install. Should take care of any heat problems I've got when I'm going low speed. Pretty happy with this. Highline's got a nice product, and this is that part number for an XJ. Made in the USA. I like it.